Hey guys, welcome back to Earthbeat. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can replace the battery on the new iPhone 14 Pro. This video also applies to the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. The first step that we need to take is to open the device. To open the device, we need to hit the screen first. I hit the screen of the device on the high setting on my hit gun, and it took me around 1 to 2 minutes to have the screen ready for me to put my suction cup and pull the screen a little bit, and then I inserted my guitar pick and started the removal process of the screen. The most challenging part of this battery replacement is to remove the screen safely without damaging any component on the screen. If you damage your screen, you will have to buy another screen, unfortunately. On the older iPhone, we had two flex cables coming from the motherboard going to the screen. On this iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max, we have the same scenario. We have one flex cable in the middle of the device and another flex cable at the top left of the device. So the danger is to cut that flex cable or have it damaged while you insert your guitar pick or any other tool trying to remove the screen. Also, as you saw me do it, you need to apply heat whenever you have some difficulties removing the screen. It's going to help you avoid any unnecessary damage while removing the screen. If you do not have too much experience, do not use the high setting on your heat gun. It can damage your device and damage the screen. I recommend that you use the low setting on your heat gun. It is much safer than high setting. It is going to take a little bit more time to remove the screen, but it is very safe. The screen can be removed now. We need to remove the retaining plate on the motherboard, and after that we can disconnect the flex cables connecting the screen and the motherboard together. Also, it is good practice to turn off the device while working on it. I have safely removed all the flex cables. I started with the battery flex cable. The battery flex cable needs to be removed with a plastic tool, and then you can move in removing two flex cables connecting the motherboard and the screen of the device together. To remove the battery, you can use the pull tab that are on the battery. Sometimes it does work, but most of the time it does not work. So that is why my preferred method is to use a heat gun to soften the double-sided tape on the back of the battery. You can see I'm hitting the battery in the same shape as the battery. I'm making sure I'm precisely hitting the battery only. So in this video, I did not speed up things. I'm going to show you the time it took me to remove the battery. Also, this process is progressive. You need to hit the battery, wait a little bit for the battery to cool down just a little bit, a couple of seconds, and then you go back hitting the back. This is going to let the device absorb the heat and the battery will not be too hot at the same time. After a couple of minutes hitting the back of the device, I think the device is ready for my tools to remove the battery. I decided to start with a plastic tool. This plastic tool is flat and I started at the right of the battery. To remove the battery this way, you need a tool that is flat and sturdy, a tool that will not bend under a small load. The plastic tool is preferable because you do not want to puncture the battery with a metal tool. It is going to create fire and it will not be good for your device. So this is the only metal tool that I have been using to remove battery using the heat method. This tool is flat, it is not sharp, and I have not punctured any battery with this one. I like to use this tool because it is flat, and if I push the battery out, it is going to bend just a little bit, but it will still be good to remove the battery. So I found that the best area to insert your tool without damaging the battery is the top portion. When you have the back of the device heated to the good temperature, after a little bit of force upward, the battery is going to start to get lifted up. All you need is one side of the battery to stick out of the device just a little bit, and then you can start inserting a secondary tool as a placeholder. The double-sided tape that Apple uses is very soft, but it is sticky also. And if one side of the battery is already starting to get peeled off, it is going to be easier to remove the battery. At this point, there is not much to do. We just need to pull the battery slowly and make sure we do not bend the battery while removing it. The top is definitely the best area to insert your tool in because that is the smallest portion of double-sided tape that is holding the battery on the frame of the device. If by any chance you have difficulties removing the battery, you should reapply a little bit of heat on the back of the device and it will help you remove the battery much easily. So after that, the battery is out. So this is the same thing that you can do on your iPhone 14 Pro Max, your iPhone 14, and even the older iPhone, such as the iPhone 13 Pro, the 13 Pro Max, and the 13 Mini, and the older iPhones also. You might have the question, why did not you use some alcohol inside this device to remove the battery? As you can see it, we have right under the battery the charging coil. The charging coil is glued with double-sided tape to the frame of the device. If you use some alcohol, it is going to unstick all the flex cables that are behind the battery and even unstick the charging coil. So that is why I do not prefer to use alcohol to remove batteries on any devices. So what I said is for the worst scenario, if you put a little bit too much alcohol inside your device. So if you want to use alcohol or you must use alcohol, just use a little bit of alcohol. For the replacement of the battery, you need some new double-sided tape to hold the new battery inside the frame of the device. I did not have some double-sided tape at the moment where I was doing this tear down, so that is why I use a little bit of B7000 to hold the battery inside the frame of the device. If you have some double-sided tape, you can use those. They are going to work fine. Any type of double-sided tape, but make sure the double-sided tape that you use are very thin. So after a little bit of B7000, the battery is sticking inside the frame of the device like it was double-sided tape. Once you have your new battery in, it is time to reinstall the screen of the device. For the screen installation, we need to reconnect the two flex cables that are coming from the screen. The first flex cables that I installed was going to the motherboard in the middle, and the other one is going at the top of the motherboard. And also there is no particular right order to connect these flex cables. After the two flex cables from the screen are connected to the motherboard, we need to connect next the flex cable of the battery. The battery flex cable is going to be the last one that you connect, and then you need to turn on the device and do your testing. Before you close the device, you need to reinstall the retaining plate on the motherboard, and also you need to test the device to make sure everything is working properly. For the reinstallation of the screen, you need some new double-sided tape that are going to hold the screen onto the frame of the device. If you do not have those double-sided tape, you can use B7000 and have the B7000 all around the device. That is going to help you seal the device properly. After the installation of a battery or any other component on an iPhone, you're going to have a notification saying that what you installed is not genuine. It is not coming from Apple. So what you have installed is going to work properly, but you're going to have that notification in your device until you go to an Apple service center. You may also have some feature disabled if you install something on your iPhone. So if you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and share our content to your friends and family.